Welcome to episode 5 of the 5-Minute Investor, where Stockhouse columnists Jonathon Brown and me, Trevor Abes, each deliver a 2.5-minute stock pick related to a recent news story with investment implications. John, what story and stock pick have you prepared for our listeners on this episode?
Well, Trevor, this week there's been a lot of talk about Boeing getting the contract for the new F-47 fighter jets in the U.S. and Starlink's woes. So I wanted to focus on something Canadian with a bit of an aviation and stellar outlook in the stock. So that's why I'm going to go for Telesat. They trade in the TSX under the symbol TSAT. They're based out of Ottawa. They're one of the world's largest satellite operators. And what they do is they provide mission-critical communication solutions that supports satellite users worldwide. They also have a low Earth orbit satellite network. And this company, they just, some recent news that caught my eye, they just recently teamed up with a CSE-traded company called ADN Telecom, and they'll be delivering the Telesat Lightspeed low Earth orbit satellites across Bangladesh and South Asia. They do a lot of work with a lot of companies all around the world. And that's kind of why I like this stock, because this world's getting a little more isolated in a lot of ways, especially in this sense with communications and defense potential. A lot of other countries are still looking to certain Western nations to fill this void, specifically us. Recently reported they had a bit of a decrease in revenue. They also expected an increase in expenses. So there's some correlation to why, and it might be a reason why the stock I noticed was trading down between 5 to 3% today when we're recording this on Thursday. But it is also up 120% since this time last year. So this could present a interesting buying opportunity for investors if the stock is getting a bit low. But if you look at the overall trend, it's going up. Now might be a time to move on Telesat. Once again, on the TSX with the symbol TSAT. As for you, Trevor, what's your pick this week?
Well, John, my story this week is on the top cannabis stocks with operations in Canada. As many listeners are, I'm sure, aware, the irrational exuberance among investors in the first years after legalization in 2018 has led to excess growth and consolidation across the industry, with many top names such as Canopy Growth and Tilray losing tens of billions in market capitalization. What this means for the retail investor is opportunity, because the Canadian cannabis industry finds itself dealing with thin margins and lots of competition, making it extremely difficult to turn a profit and create lasting shareholder value. This is why cannabis companies that are profitable are a rarity and well worth considering for your next investment. I highlight 5 prospective cannabis stocks in my article, but will offer a 6th just for the podcast, which is CanadaBis Capital, ticker CANB, a vertically integrated Canadian cannabis company focused on concentrates with 5 brands that are all class leaders, including Dab Bods, NGL, and High Priestess. Why is CanadaBis of interest? Well, it's posted almost 5x annual revenue growth since 2020, including generating positive net income in 11 out of the past 12 quarters, trouncing competitors 100 times its size with the efficiency of its operations. The company's clear value proposition explains why Simply Solventless Concentrates, ticker HASH, a larger competitor, also profitable, has a deal in place to acquire CanadaBis for a 78% premium. As the deal may close imminently, investors should not pick up shares of CanadaBis at this time unless they see an arbitrage opportunity. The takeaway, rather, is to study the company's income statements as a blueprint of a standout operator in the Canadian cannabis space to better align your portfolio with ongoing industry consolidation and higher, more sustainable returns. As always, you can find links to the articles from today's episode in the show notes, and you can find more investing insights on Stockhouse and the market online. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. The material provided in this podcast is for information only and should not be treated as investment advice. For full disclaimer information, please visit themarketonline.ca/disclaimer.